Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are at the Mugello GP in the F4 car. We had a pretty okay qualifying, not the best one, but we can still make those places up in the race. Pace wasn't that good at this moment, was pretty slow still, so later throughout this race you can see that we actually gained a few seconds to 10th. So let's see what we can do in the race. As the lights are going on, revving up the car. And away we go. Always have a pretty good start in the F4s with a good clutch release. So we are now going towards T1. There's one on our outside.
Still there.
As I always want to try
Keep to the right. You're in the middle.
pretty slowly throughout T1 as we almost crashed into the car that punked. We got safely through
Clear.
as we go towards T2. Went safe through the first corner. We are now trying to get closer to the yellow car. A little bit of a slide there. Throughout this race we have a lot of understeer as well. So there's nothing we could do about it because it's a fixed setup race. We just need to get the best out of it. As you can see right now I'm lifting quite a lot because I was a little bit scared to go too wide or lose the car. So we are now in a big group here, 5-6 cars. So maybe we will see some crashes so we get some free places. Will be pretty nice for our Irating. This guy on the left goes a little bit wide, so they go side by side. Now I might have to try to go up the inside of this yellow car, but I couldn't manage to get on his inside. We are now going towards lap 2. Pretty big slipstream train.
0.554.
So they are going side by side. A big group up ahead. Going 3 wide into T1 as this yellow car goes wide and it spins towards the gravel. So that's a free place for us as I try to get up the outside of this orange car.
There's an infinite behind.
Not close enough, so we need to stay behind him.
Car on your left.
A lot of cars here, so it really big chance of a crash here. As we get a crash, this guy flips it, and we luckily escape there. He's really close to a crash there. As we go towards these lovely fast corners, flat out if you look good, we see another spinning car. 2 cars go into the gravel, so that's another 2 places gained. So that's really good for my Irating. Didn't have to do anything for him. As we go a little bit wide here, get enough track as well. And this guy goes a little bit wide, so we get a little bit closer to him. We get a good slipstream on the start-finish straight. We might get him into T1. Or already closing in on him. Maybe we can get a move down the inside or outside here. Doesn't cover up the inside, so I might have a look. No, I stay behind because it's better to have the slipstream on the straight and get him into T1. And then break the slipstream throughout the rest of the lap. Get ahead by 1 second or more. And the slipstream doesn't work that good anymore. As we go now towards the outside.
94. Car right, still there, hold your line.
Side by
You're
side,
in the top 10. Clear on the right.
Might have lifted there, just to let me go. So that's an easy pass. As we are now closing in on back marker. As we are now 1 lap later, couldn't really make a bigger gap to the car behind. It was also pretty quick, or we managed the same pace. So we might see a move from him. But I try to not lose too many times with him, so we still can catch up to the guys ahead and gain some more positions. So as we go through the last corner, he's already pretty close. I make a little mistake here,
Clear.
but I can tuck in behind him and get the slipstream from him. We are now still side by side. So no slipstream for now. Might stay behind him because I didn't want to race too much. As you can see, I lifted off here. Just let him go. He might be a lot quicker, so we can just follow him through. Because we were still not that fast. Luckily I did a few laps on Assetto Corsa. It was with an F1 car, so that's pretty different than an F4. It's just so amazing how these cars just go through these fast corners. Like this corner, these corners, just flat out if you do it good. Not flat out this time. We also go a little wide here into the gravel with another off track. A little bit unnecessary, but it is what it is. And we gotta get our head down and try to get back with him. As we lose quite some time. As we are now 3 laps later, the McLaren behind us catched up with us. It was 1 second down 3 laps ago. So we might need to have a look a little bit more to the back instead of the front, because I didn't want to lose another place. We are now on the straight. We'll get a good tow towards T1. And I didn't want to fight him that much. But I also didn't want to lose this position. If I just let him go for now, maybe we can stay behind him to get him on the next lap on the straights.
White flag, stay smooth.
We are now already on the last lap. Not close enough to get close to him before the first corner. So this might be a loss for this race. Maybe I should have fought him a little bit harder and try to get stay in front of him. But we are really close. So if he makes a little mistake, we can get past him. We are now really close. Get another off track. Again, unnecessary. So there's a yellow flag up ahead. A little bit too wide here, so he extended the gap a little bit more. He also goes through these corners a little bit better than we do. And now he just has the better pace throughout here. He might have lifted there a lot because we are closing in again. So we might have another chance. We are really close. We go up on the inside into the next corner. Stay behind him. A little bit too early on the brakes, because you don't want to drive in the back of him, especially on the last lap. And now it was pretty much over. Or he has to make a mistake into the last corner. But he didn't. Well, he locked a little bit, but it wasn't enough to get close enough. As you can hear, some other guys had some pretty good racing throughout this race. So that's good to hear. As we also had a pretty decent race. Of course, lost 2 places. But it is what it is. I tried my best.
There's the flag. It's over.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Good job. Very good job.
Nice driving, thanks. Yeah, it was bloody close.
So it was pretty good, a pretty decent race. So let's get into the second race of today. As we are here right now for the second race, Pretty good qualifying, P2, so we're really happy with that, as we are also not that far behind P1, just 1/10, so we might have a chance of winning this race. Just need to stay as close as possible and maybe make a move, as we are now lights going on for the second race here at Mugello. And away we go. We had a pretty good start here, as we are already side by side with P1. Going towards the first corner, he's already there in our mirror. As I try to cover up the inside so he doesn't get up my inside, as he brakes a little bit too early there. We managed to get this P1 in the first corner. Of course, we still had a pretty long race to go, so we need to pick up the pace, try to make the gap as big as possible. So we already did another race, because I always do fixed setup, then with setup, then fixed. So this is my third race, and my lap times were pretty much better, a lot better to be honest. And I just need to keep that also in this race. On race pace I was doing a little bit better as we go into the second lap.
56.909.
He's
Okay,
closing
you
in
are
on
the
us
leader.
a lot, and he tries to go up my inside.
Car
I
right.
didn't defend it,
Still there. Clear on the right.
so I tried to switch back in. Couldn't come back to him, so we tried again over here, but lifted a little bit too much, so we don't have the overspeed into this corner. It's not really an overtaking opportunity. I just need to stay as close as possible. As we almost went up the inside of him, he makes a little mistake there, going a little bit too wide. As he takes also a different line through here than I do. As long as we just stay close to him, we might make a move. Let's go again a little bit too wide, get our first off track. Again, it wasn't necessary to do that, but it is what it is. As well as here, he takes a completely different line, more towards the inside, more hogging of the curb. So we had a little slide there on the exit. As we skip through a few laps later, on the half of the race, so we have still 10 minutes to go. The gap was a little bit bigger right now, so I lost quite a few time to him. He was quicker than I was. So it was just waiting for him to make a mistake or lose lap time, because I was trying to be consistent as possible. But sometimes you cannot go faster than you can, as this was the case pretty much for this race.
10 minutes to go.
So we now have 10 minutes to go. As P3 is also pretty far behind us, 5.2 seconds, so we were a lot quicker than the rest was. So we had no pressure from behind, we just needed to push towards him. And as you can see, we also some pretty good lap times. 49.4 is our best. And right now we are at 49.9. As there is a car on the right. It's crashed into the barrier. So we're also gaining 1/10 again. As my goal for this race was trying to get a 48. even if it was 48.999, didn't matter, as long as we got into a 48. So right now we are skipping through the laps a little bit faster, so you can see how I closed into him and he managed to drive away from me, and that was basically what happened throughout this whole race. Pretty boring. For me it wasn't boring because I had to push my heart out to get close to him. As you can see, we did a 49.1, my best lap time from the day. Pretty close to the 48. I tried my best, didn't manage to get it. As you can see, now he's driving away from us, as we were almost most of the time of the race we were between 1 to 1.5 seconds behind him. Couldn't really get close enough for the slipstream into turn 1, and that's basically pretty important if you want to overtake somebody around Mugello. Or you need to have a really good exit throughout these corners. You can try it around here as well, but it's pretty difficult because we're also in a little lower Irating field. So I'm not saying that I'm the best driver, but there is a bigger chance of getting involved into a crash. As we are approaching a backmark here that went out of the way. So we were basically just driving like this for a few laps. So we're also slowly approaching our final laps here. Still in the 1.4, 1.5 seconds behind them. As we go into the last lap, trying to catch him.
49.462.
Didn't do the best laps in the end. Could have got more out of it. A few 49.4s. So we did a 49.1 as our best lap. So if we could do that for 3 or 4 laps longer, then we might have a chance. But right now he's pretty far in front of us. Already 1.7 seconds. So this looks like we stay into in P2. If he doesn't make a mistake, of course. It's still racing, he can still make a mistake. It's not done yet. We are closing in. It's now 1.4, 1.5, 1.4 again. We've already gained 4 tenths now. Into the last sector we go. It's pretty much a straight line through here. We'll throttle through.
Went flat out into me in first corner.
Towards the last corner. We couldn't get close enough. It was just too quick for us throughout the whole race. I might have to defend him when I was in P1, but still in the end I think he was quicker and he would have overtook us. So yeah, but it was a pretty good race.
It's
we did
over.
good lap times, pretty consistent as well.
Good job.
We were a lot around 49.3 to 5. So pretty good as well for our Irating and safety rating, as there were a few guys that weren't happy throughout this race. It was pretty mad. Yeah, that happens as well. It's racing. So yeah, that was a pretty good race for our fixed race. Later this day we will have the race with setup as well, 2 races. Those were also pretty good, so don't forget to check them as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next video.